Welcome back everyone to the channel. So today's video, we are installing a brand new carbon fiber intake for my G82 M4. Big shout out to Armaspeed for sending this intake over, and they sent over a radiator cover in full carbon fiber. So we'll be installing that. I'll be showing you guys the install. It won't be a step-by-step, but you guys can follow along. If you want to install one for yourself on your own car, you can follow along with this video, but let's get right into it. All right guys, so you can see this is the package from Armaspeed. So this is the box with the full carbon intake, and then this is the radiator cover in carbon. So if we come over here, you can see this part is going to be all carbon, and then obviously this box and that box is going to be replaced with carbon fiber. But once we open that, I'll show you guys exactly what we got in the box. All right, so that is a lot of carbon. So these go over the boxes to cover the boxes and the filter, which is really nice. So yes sir, that is a lot of carbon. All right guys, so this is all the carbon pieces that came from Armaspeed. These go over the air boxes, then you have the air filters, and you have the actual boxes right here, then you have the tubing with the all carbon, some silicone, and then the radiator cover that I was showing you that goes right over here. So now that we got everything out, we are going to actually install the intake, but first we got to remove the stock one. First things first, you do want to remove the strut braces. So you remove this V1 and then you move the one that goes across. So all you have to do is take a tiny hammer and that's all you have to do. And then the bolt is removed, and you can remove the other bolts as well. But actually you do have to use a ratchet. What size was it? That's a 13. So 13 mil ratchet, and you'll be able to remove the strut braces. So that is first step. All right, so once those bolts are off, you can literally just lift up the strut brace. I think, yep, there you go. And it comes right off. That's all you have to do. Then we're gonna remove the engine cover, and then we're gonna start removing the air boxes to finally install the carbon intake. All right, so now the engine cover is off, and you can see the beautiful S58 engine that powers this M4. And now we can start unscrewing the hoses and get the air boxes out. So like I said, hose comes off and then the box just lifts out. So the rubber grommets right here are going to be reused, so do not remove that. And if they do end up in the box, yeah, you can huff the BMW air box and put those back in, because you do want those for the carbon intake. Now we're going to remove this one. Since we pulled the pull tabs out of the hose, the box just comes right out. And like I said, we want to make sure the rubber grommets stay. So one did pop out right there, and then that just goes back into that hole right there. We're going to remove the stock hosing. So it's just a C-clip. So you literally just stick a flathead driver and boom, and that comes off. And then the tubing should come off as well. And there you go. And then you take the clip out as well, and boom, that's all you have to do. For the next hose, same thing. There's a C-clip right there. So that's where the two turbo inlets are, and you literally just use that flathead and the clip comes off, and then you can just pull the hose off. And remember, we took those clips off, so the hose literally just slides right off. Make sure we get that clip. And boom, stock hosing is off. So both hoses are off, and now we can put the carbon ones in and put the boxes in. We're going to remove this radiator cover bolts, so we can bolt in the box and the actual box covers as well. That's 13 millimeter, and you literally just take them right off and loosen them, and it's really not that hard. So that's the next step after taking the hoses off. So right now what we're doing is we're taking off these fasteners. These are the pull tabs, so they literally just pull off and then you put them back in, and we're doing that for the radiator cover. All right, so now that we've got the clips on the end of the housing for the tube, we're gonna put the tube on and then tighten the clips so it fits nice in place. And you can see that obviously the fastener clips that we pulled off right there go into those holes, and it just mounts just like that. So we have the crossbody tubing installed. You see that we put the fasteners back in, tightened it down there. So we want to make sure that's tight on the turbo housing. You can see the Armaspeed logo looks really nice. This carbon is sick. So now what we're going to do is we're going to put the other hose in and then put the air boxes in. What we're doing is we're putting the box in because we're going to test to see what orientation the tubing has to go. I think we nailed it. So really the box literally just slips into those rubber grommets I was talking about before. These screw mounts screw into the carbon fiber cover that I showed you earlier as well. So right now we're just figuring out the fitment for the orientation for the tubing, and then we're going to screw it in and finish up on this side. Now we're tightening the filter on the actual tubing, and then we're going to tighten the tubing on the turbo housing, and then that's pretty much it on this side. All right guys, so we have the other filter and box installed onto the other tubing, got the plastic fasteners on the tubing, so now that's all tight. We're pretty much done. All we have to do is install the covers and then do a sound test, so let's do it. Now we're on to actually test fitting the cover. So there's some tabs that the cover actually slides into, and then it does come with plastic washers right here. So you want to make sure that you put the plastic washer on the bolts that bolt into right here, because the plastic washers are going to actually protect the carbon from making it crack when you tighten it down. So you can see we put the bolt right there, and we have the plastic washer as well. So we're just going to tighten that down and then do the other side and then do the radiator cover as well. Both covers on both air boxes are fully installed. All these bolts are tightened, and so far it looks amazing. Now what we're going to do is we're going to put that radiator cover on, and it's pretty much it for the intake. Put the strut bars back on, put the engine cover, and then we're going to do a sound test. All right, guys, so it is fully installed. The last thing we have to do is just torque the strut bars to spec. It's about 20 pound-feet of torque, so we're going to do that now. But other than that, everything's installed. We have the radiator cover in carbon installed. We have the covers for the air boxes installed. This thing is done. So now, after we tighten that in, we're going to go for a drive and see what it sounds like. So now that we got the car started and warmed up, we're going to give it a few revs. So Matt, rev it up. Let's see if we can hear the intake. So we got Matt in the car right now. He's going to do a flyby, and then we'll see if we can hear the intake sound more. Yeah, you definitely can. That sounds good. Woo! All right, we got another round. Oh, you can definitely hear the intake. Woo! All right, guys, so that wraps up for today's video. That was the full install of the Armaspeed intake, a full carbon fiber dress up as well in the engine bay, and it looks amazing. It sounds amazing, as you saw in the sound clip, and this car is extra fast and sounds so much better. So thanks again for watching. If you guys did enjoy this, please give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. There's a lot more videos coming very soon. Thanks for watching.